Here we go again, I think. Yep, here we go again. I rub the grime out of my eyes as I sit up. No crying, no headache, no nightmares. If I didn't know any better, I would think I'm a normal human being. I quickly hop out of my bed before any bad memories have time to make me regret saying that. After a nice shower and brushing my teeth, I stand looking at myself shirtless in the mirror. My ego eventually takes control and causes me to turn around and look at my back. Everything looks normal, except for one small cut below my shoulder. Had our mom not interrupted, that girl would have torn me to pieces. I see myself smiling in the mirror and realize I look like a total doofus. Maybe if I get done helping Yuri and Natsuki early enough, I could spend more time with her. Oh shit, Yuri! I throw on my shirt as I pull my phone out of my pocket. Man, is it really only 8 o'clock? It's no wonder I slept so much during the day. I sleep so much during the day. Hiya, Yuri, you awake yet? I am, yes. I was about to message you regarding our festival project. Well, I guess great minds think alike. Are there any supplies I should pick up before you come over? No, I went ahead and gathered the materials after you said you were ill yesterday. Dang, sorry about that. I'll pay you back, okay? It's quite alright. I didn't need much. Is there any particular time I should come over? I know you're supposed to be helping Natsuki today as well. I'm ready when you are. You can come over now if you wanted. Alright, I will leave shortly. Sounds good. See you soon. Man, I really need to show her how to text properly. Or improperly, I guess? Nah, that formality of hers is pretty cute. I wonder what kind of decoration she has in mind. I'll ponder this as I finish getting ready before leaving the bathroom. After eating a balanced breakfast of a pack of Pop-Tarts and texting Natsuki about what time to come over, I sit staring into space. If Yuri is the definition of a formal texter, Natsuki is the polar opposite. I couldn't even read some of the things she sent because of how she talks. I imagine Yuri has a panic attack whenever they try to text each other. That must be her? Hiya. Hello, Gunner. I'm glad to see you recovered from yesterday. Well, of course. It's gonna take a lot more than that to bring me down. I'm glad to hear it. I noticed Yuri has laid some bags, but I'm guessing are supplies on the floor next to her. Are all these the materials for the decorations? Yes, I had some of them at my house yesterday. And like I mentioned before, I picked up the rest yesterday. Are you sure you don't want me to pay you back? It seems like a lot of stuff. That's quite alright. It was mostly small items, so it wasn't that expensive. You don't think it's too much for the festival, do you? Not at all. In fact, having all this stuff is bound to make the festival that much better. I suppose you're right. But don't you think it will take too long? You still have to help Natsuki with her cupcakes later. Yuri, it's fine, really. Plus, the longer it takes, the more more time we get to spend together, right? I suppose you're correct. Here, I'll help carry some of the bags. I decided the living room is the best place to set up shop since there's more space. So I can't help but feel something's off as we begin unpacking everything. There are several things I unpacked that I don't recognize, but Yuri explains them to me whenever I look confused. Aromatherapy candles. I've heard about them, but I've never actually been around one before. Do they actually work? I know it may seem odd, but they really do have some effect. Once we finish unpacking, I'll light one for us. After we get done unloading everything, I'm blown away by the amount of stuff that Yuri's brought over. I'll be honest, Yuri, I didn't expect you to put so much effort into this. Of course! I want to help take our guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity, and for cupcakes, I guess. But I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more. Is something wrong? No, it's just that I'm always surprised by how confident you are when you talk about something you're passionate about. Confident? You can't fool me? I know you're way more assured than what you let on. I'm not so sure about that. It's just, it's easier when I'm around you. Even though I thought I had all my feelings for Yuri in order, I still start blushing. Well, I'm glad. After all, you'd be pretty dull otherwise. Hey, who are you calling dull? I knew I'd rub off on you eventually. Hey Gunner, instead of using a candle, would you mind if I use this? Yuri leans over and picks up a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I don't see why not. You don't know what this is, do you? Nope, not the slightest idea. It's a diffuser for essential oils. It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection, it's almost like magic. Man, Yuri's really into this stuff. Magic, huh? Alright, you sold me. Apparently there's a lot of multi-level marketing schemes that rely on aromatherapy and essential oils. I know real essential oils can work, but and that, you know, legitimate ones that you could buy at the store and all that are actually good for you, unlike some of the snake oil that gets peddled online. But I can't help but imagine Yuri's being some extremely predatory MLM salesperson, trying to sell her essential oils to everyone. After all, I've dabbled in the art of wizardry a bit of myself. I'm glad. Here, I'll show you. Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole on the top. Oh, that smells really good, but also strangely familiar. Where would I have smelled something like this before? This is a jasmine essential oil. It smells a little sweet and flowery, right? Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. This feeling. What is this? My head begins to hurt as I try and focus on what's in front of me. Pause the words. Just FWRH DSM. Nothing. What's happening? What is going on? Damn it, why can't I say anything? Gunner? Are you alright? Yeah, I just zoned out there for a bit. Sorry if the diffuser bothered you here. Yuri flips the switch on the bottom of the pipe and the vapor slowly stops coming out of the top. Some people have negative experiences with certain oils or herbs. I apologize for not asking you before I started. It's alright, I wouldn't have known about it anyways. Was it really just because of some diffuser? No, that was something totally different. If you still aren't feeling well, perhaps we should take a break. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. We probably shouldn't take breaks until we actually start working it, don't you know? Don't you think? I suppose you're right. There's some awkwardness between us as we begin preparing decorations. She gives me some origami paper and a marker, and tells me to write a kanji on each one. As I'm trying to manage my bad handwriting, I notice Yuri pull out a small knife after unraveling some ribbon. Yuri? I've been meaning to ask you, but have you been able to not cut anymore? Oh, well, I can tell by the way she's guiltily looks at the knife in her hand that her answer is no. It's alright, Yuri, I didn't expect you to stop cold turkey. I'd just like to know that it's been going on and all. I did yesterday. But I knew it was wrong. I thought about what you told me. It's only a small cut, but I still feel guilty. I'm sorry that I've disappointed you, Yuri. I scooch across the floor and rest my hand on Yuri's shoulder. Don't talk like that. The progress you've made, opening up to me in Natsuki, I could never be disappointed in you. I'm proud of how far you've come. Even if you slip up now and then, I'll always be there to support you. Do you mean that? Of course I do. You mean a lot to me. This Gunner, you mean a lot to me as well. What's it? Huh? What is it? What is it? I'm sorry about all the heart-to-heart stuff, all the heart-to-heart talks we have. Who knows, I might be more qualified to be in the drama club. You do always manage to create a somber mood. Hey, I can be funny sometimes too. Is that right? I don't seem to recall. Looks like I've created a monster. You reap what you sow, after all. It's worse than I thought. I've created a monster that uses better vocabulary than me. After I finish allowing Yuri to indulge in her teasing, we get back to work. She's finished up with the ribbons and has begun to help me with the kanji. However, my hand begins to cramp from all the writing, so I look for a distraction. My focus lands on the pocket knife that Yuri was using to cut ribbons a minute ago. It has a silver handle with waves etched onto it that I can see a hue of blue from the blade tucked inside. I know it's probably unhealthy for her to be carrying around such a thing, but it still captivates me. That's a really pretty knife you got there. Are you sure? What do you mean, am I sure? I know that you might be nervous about having it, but as long as it's not hurting anyone, I'm okay with it. Oh, well. I'm glad you like it then. Would you like to hold it? Yeah. Yuri hands me the knife and nervously watches me as I inspect it. This thing's got some weight to it. Do you even buy a knife like this? Pull the blade out of the handle and reflect some light off of it. Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Ow! Gunner, why did you do that? That's an excellent question. It's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. So it would seem. As I watch a drop of blood begin to run down my finger... Wait, what? Like a phased out for a second. I watch as the blood... Yeah, it's fine. Yuri takes my hand and begins to... It gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. Strange. I would have figured that the sight of blood wouldn't Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks a wound. I feel her tongue curl up against my finger. This forces me to suppress feelings that I didn't even know I had. Without much more thought, I pull the finger away from her. Oh, please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head and her face burning up. Yuri? That's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. She was a little weird, and it took me by surprise. Well, I guess she was just trying to help, right? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little. She doesn't lift her head. As adorable as she is when she's flustered like this, I should probably cheer her up. Alright, you know what? My brain comes up with many solutions to this problem, so I decide to pick the worst one. I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. Gunner! Did you really just do that? Consider us even. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. Don't tell me this isn't what you wanted me to do. I wink at her as I say this. She responds by giggling shyly. You're so weird, Gunner. Huh? What the hell? How did we get up in my room? My head begins to fill with searing pain as I try to look around. Why can't I move? Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. Yuri? My throat burns up as I force out the words. Are you alright, Gunner? Your voice sounds different. My voice? Who cares about my voice? What the hell is happening? Yuri? What the fuck? Yeah. The pain in my throat and chest chokes me to the point I can no longer speak. This isn't real. This is just a nightmare. Gunner? That was her. I tried to call out, but produced no sound. The struggle causes the choking to grow worse as I soon find myself unable to breathe. Gunner? Gunner! Ugh. I wake up panting and unable to get my breathing under control. Gunner? Yuri, what happened? Before I can collect myself, Yuri lunges forward and embraces me tightly. I was so scared. You passed out. I didn't know what to do. I tried to wake you up, but you just... Yuri breaks down completely and begins sobbing into my shoulder. Hey, it's alright now. I don't even have anything to say to comfort her. And how could I? I'm as scared as she is right now. That wasn't just a nightmare. That was like hell. I returned Yuri's embrace to try and calm her down. It's okay, Yuri. I'm fine. Sorry I scared you. Please don't worry about it. What am I doing? She just watched me lose consciousness for no reason, and I'm not telling her I'm telling her not to worry. I didn't know how to help. I'm sorry. You don't have anything to apologize for, Yuri. I should be the one saying sorry for scaring you like that. Are you sure you're alright? I'm positive. I feel fine. Here, your nose. Yuri digs through her bag and digs out some tissue and hands it to me. I feel the warmth of blood as I apply it to my face. Damn it, another nosebleed. I'm going to the restroom real quick to clean this off. I'll be back in a second. I'll come with you. It's alright, Yuri. Plus, we still have quite a few kanji to write, you know? I try to make way upstairs before Yuri can object anymore. I stand leaning on the sink as I finish washing my hands. What the hell is happening to me? And why did it have to happen in front of Yuri? I grip the counter tighter as I try to release some of my frustration. I'm the last thing she needs to be worrying about right now, but after what she saw, there's no way she'll let this go. Still, maybe she should be worried. I look at myself and meet my own cold, tired gaze. Maybe I should call Mom and Dad. This is getting out of hand. I splash some water on my face and leave the bathroom. As I re-entered the living room, I see Yuri sat on the ground, staring at some origami paper. She has a marker in her hand, but it appears to be trembling too much for her to write. Yuri. Gunner? Is everything alright? Everything's fine. Please don't worry. I'm not sure what caused me to black out like that, but it seems to have passed. Perhaps you should go to a doctor, just to be sure. Honestly, Yuri, I'll be... No! Yuri once again embraces me and digs her head into my shoulder. I can feel her heart beating rapidly as we stand together. Please, Gunner, this could be serious. I don't want anything to happen to you. Damn it, I've tried so hard not to show signs of this. Now she knows this is only going to make things harder for her. I've yet to return Yuri's hug as I try to straighten out my thoughts. Alright, huh? I'll call my parents. I'll tell them what's been going on, and to schedule me a doctor's appointment. Yuri's grip on me eases up as she hears this. Thank you. But only on one condition, huh? You have to promise not to tell the others about this, okay? I don't want anyone else being worried because of me. Okay. But you should know that we're your friends, Gunner. We only worry because we care about you. Sorry, I don't intend to go against your wishes. Maybe I should go so you can get some rest. Why? Why aren't I saying anything? I want her to leave, but I don't know what to do right now. I'm frozen in place as I watch Yuri begin to pack up her things. Say something. Anything. Yuri. Yes, Gunner. Thank you. Thank you for caring so much about me. That's what friends are for, right? I guess so. Here. Let me help you. Let me at least help you finish with the kanji. I feel bad if I left you so much work to do. You really are selfless, aren't you, Gunner? Stop it. You'll make me blush. Yuri and I repositioned ourselves back on the floor and pick up where we left off. As we work, I continue to notice she sneaks glance at me with an expression of both joy and concern. We were mostly silent as we completed the kanji curtain. I tried to say something witty or cute here or there, but something felt off. After we finished, I helped Yuri gather the rest of her things and watched as she left my house. Now I just sit on the couch unsure of what to do. Why do I feel so helpless? That dream. Oh, that wasn't a dream, that was... Maybe there really is something seriously wrong with me. It all started with the nightmares. The nightmares that granted me foresight until the week's events began to weigh on me. Is this because I'm trying to change things? What am I talking about? That doesn't even make sense. How would me acting differently from before hurt me like this? The pain I experienced during my dream with Yuri caused me to shudder. That was like torture. It was like being torn apart, like I was being suffocated. I stopped myself from thinking about it as I began to feel dizzy. What she said, being with her in my room, felt so familiar, like I had done it all before. But I know that I never have. I spent last Sunday with Natsuki. Natsuki? I'm tempted to cancel our plans to make cupcakes, but I can't bring myself to do it. If something like that happens while she's here too, how will I get through to her if she's worried about me? She can act like she's unbothered, but I know that would eat her up on the inside. Just like Yuri. Damn, why do I have to be so pathetic? I feel tears in my eyes as I stare off into nowhere. No, I can't get like this. Even if there is something wrong with me, I still have to help the girls. I can't afford to get all depressed because I made Yuri worry. She's come so far since we met. Fighting off her urge to cut, showing more confidence around others. And then there's Sayori. She opened up to her parents. She went to the doctor, got medication to help her fight depression. I should be happy. But then there's still Monika and Natsuki. I've all but ignored Natsuki this week. I think I've actually made Monika worse off than she was. Scream. I yell into the ceiling as I try and release my emotions. If that's the case, I'll just have to try harder. I'll help Natsuki with her dad I'll even beat the bastard's ass if I have to. And for Monika, I'll come up with a solution. That's reassuring. I stood up off the couch and clapped my hands together. Alright, I still have about 45 minutes until Natsuki gets here. I'll use that time to sit down and wait, I guess. I returned to my seat left only a few seconds ago. There has to be something I could do while I wait for Natsuki. Aha! Pull out my phone and I pull the phone out of my pocket and begin a new message. Hey, I was wondering if you're feeling any better today? A little regret keeps over me as I hit send. This conversation might have been better suited for a face-to-face discussion. I feel a lot better, thanks, and I'm sorry about some of the things I said yesterday. Don't sweat it. I didn't mind looking after you. Though I imagine every guy in school would try to kill me if anyone finds out I was alone with you in your room. Don't tell me you had weird thoughts, Gunner. I thought you were a gentleman. Oh please, judging by some of the things you said, the one having weird thoughts wasn't me. In your dreams, maybe. Oh, I thought we had already determined you were the one who dreams about me. Are you sure you're feeling okay? I think you might be a little delirious. We continue like this for a while longer until Monika says she has to go. I'm glad to see that there wasn't any awkwardness between us, but it's also impossible to tell how someone is really feeling in a text. I guess anything is better than nothing, but the way she keeps telling me she didn't want me to leave her... Is she lonely? But how? She's so popular, and now she also has a club? When I had class with her last year, she was always surrounded by people. Maybe she really does hate the whole class star thing. But why get so attached to me? Surely there have been other guys who treated her like a normal human being. My sighing is interrupted by a knock on the door. Guess that means it's showtime. Me and Natsuki mostly fall back into the same routine as last time. We get to work preparing to make our cupcakes after unloading our bag full of equipment and getting out all the ingredients. The kitchen is once again a total mess as soon as after we started. She babysits my movement at first, but eases up when she sees I'm not totally top at him. I'll admit I expected you to be worse at this. Thanks. I've only ever made cupcakes once before, but I had a pretty good teacher when I did. As much as I hate to admit that. Huh? Who taught you how to make cupcakes? Don't worry about it. But truth be told, you kinda remind me of her. Her, huh? Don't tell me you have another secret love interest. I shrug my back shoulders as I smile at Natsuki. What can I say? The ladies can't keep themselves off me. Ha! Maybe the girls that are left are all the same ones that ran away. Ouch, you're bringing out the claws already, I see. You were kind of asking for it. I'll allow that one, but I won't take any more just lying down. Fine, but it's your funeral. We continue our banter back and forth while doing our own things. And beating the crap out of the icing, and I noticed Natsuki just staring at me. Something on your mind? Huh? Oh, it's nothing. And you were always calling me a bad liar. Come on. I'll hear you out if you have anything you want to talk about. Well... Did you and Yuri manage to finish up all the decorations earlier? Huh? Me and Yuri? Yeah, she told me that you canceled on her yesterday, so I assume she came earlier today. I see. She did come over, but we didn't manage to get everything done while she was here. You didn't? I figured Yuri would have wanted to finish up everything while she was here. Yeah, it's just that she had to leave early for something, so we didn't quite get a chance to finish. Sounds to me like you ran her off. Very funny, Natsuki. She still won't tell me anything, you know. Tell you anything? About what happened between you two? Why she acts so differently now? You know, Natsuki, I never pegged you for being a nosy type. I'm not nosy. I'm just curious. It's hard to tell if she wants to know these things because she has her feelings for me, or if she really is bothered by Yuri not telling her. Or she has feelings for Yuri, one of the two. 3. Listen, Yuri will tell you all about it when she's ready. Don't hold it against her. She just doesn't have a lot of experience with these things. I know, but you'd figure that with the way she talks about you, she'd want to brag about something happening. Huh? The way she talks about me? Now who's the nosy one? Alright. Can we just get back to making cupcakes before this turns into crappy teen drama? Fine. The consistency of the icing I've been beating is pretty good at this point, so I present it to Natsuki for her approval. It's not too bad, actually. I watch her as she expectantly sticks a finger in the icing and pops it into her mouth. Payback time. Gross! What did you just say? Oh please, don't tell me you're bothered by a guy calling you gross. Not as bothered as you get when a girl talks about boobs. Speaking of which, alright, I take back what I said, you're not gross. Please spare me from another discussion about that. Well, that certainly made you crumble fast. I guess now I know how to keep that ego of yours in check. Well, that backfired. We continue what we're doing while I try to avoid any more topics that might be hazardous to my health. That smells so good. The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of familiar, sweet-smelling, warm air fills the room. Look at how cute they all look. She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. Well, they really do look good. Though my ice seals are really what steals the show. Yeah, right. I'm still surprised you managed not to injure yourself while whisking. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. I have these nozzles that will make them look really nice and fluffy. This one can even make flowers. Probably won't be using it this time, though. I immediately go to grab the nozzle with the thinnest tip. This one can be used to write stuff, right? Yeah, why? Well, I was just thinking. We could make the event more literature-oriented by writing different words on each cupcake. Then we could see people choosing cupcakes based on a word they like. Props to pass me for coming up with that idea. I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid. It's actually a really cute idea, so... Don't worry, I'm coming around to your way of thinking slowly but surely. I still have a lot to learn from the master after all. Huh, you can say that again. Here, I'll go ahead and start on the icing. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work. Look at how pretty they are together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I wish I could have one now. My blood begins to boil as you hear her say this. Why don't you? I don't see why you couldn't. Well, yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. I'm sorry to hear that. What? Why? Since you were already over here, I was going to invite you to eat dinner with me. You were? I mean, but why? Well, it's getting about the time and I enjoy your company. I figured it was the most logical thing to do. I can tell Natsuki is torn, but the hatred I feel towards her father keeps me from thinking straight. It's alright if you can't say, I wouldn't want to get in the way of your family time. No! I mean, it's not anything special, so he probably won't mind. I just need to make a call real quick. I watch as Natsuki pulls her phone and goes into the other room. At this point, I don't know whether I'm helping Natsuki or making things worse for her. It's possible that not coming home might make her dad angry, but I also have the eerie feeling that he's not actually cooking dinner. Is there anything I can really do for her other than provide a few meals? It's not like she can live on her own, and there's still a multitude of reasons why she can't live with me. What would happen to her if I called the cops on her dad? Does she have other family she could stay with? Damn it. I wish I could just ask her about these things. I feel a little guilty as I do, but I focus on my hearing and try to listen on Natsuki's conversation. She's talking kinda softly, but I do hear Yuri's name come up at one point. She's probably telling who she's at Yuri's house. It's hard to forget her dad's policy on boys. I begin wrapping the tray of cupcakes and try to take my mind off of things. A few more minutes pass before the speaking stops and I hear Natsuki walking back to the kitchen. Any news? He said it was alright to eat here, but I have to be back kinda early since it's school night. I'm glad to hear it. Having said that though, I don't know the first thing about cooking a real dinner. You dummy. Do you think you could have told me that before I called my dad? Hope you're in the mood for fast food then. Fast food? Well, you really know how to treat a lady, don't you? Does that mean you're not interested? I didn't say that. Well, then Chinese it is. Huh? There's a really good Chinese place near here that delivers. They have a family pack you can get for pretty cheap considering how much food comes in it. Assuming you're okay with that? Yeah. That sounds really good. Great, I'll go ahead and place the order real quick. You can go into the living room and watch TV if you want. Okay. And Gunner, thanks. I'm happy to be of service. I see her face turning red as she looks away and makes her way to the living room. Natsuki, I really do want to help you. Assuming your parents let me live long enough after my parents let me live long enough after I once again use this debit card. Man, they really are going to be pissed at me. After I finished placing the order, I realized just how much food actually comes in the meal. We could never finish it all when we used it to get it for dinner, and that was split between 3 people. I'd really hate for it to go to waste, and that gives me an idea. As I step into the living room, I see Natsuki giggling. You're such a dork, Gunner. Huh? I look at the TV and realize Natsuki has my Funimation account pulled up. Hey, what are you doing? You said I could watch TV and this is what came up. Gee, I don't think I've ever seen a queue this long. This is why I can't have nice things. Calm down, I'm only messing with you. I'm actually surprised at how many of these I've never heard of. Well, I can tell about some of them, if you'd like. I only do observe the finest media, after all. Sure. That sounds good. One thing I want to ask real quick. The Chinese order comes with a lot of food. I was wondering if you'd be okay with me inviting Sayori over? Huh? Why wouldn't I be? It is your house, after all. But that was easier than I expected. Sayori happily accepted my invitation to come over and eat Chinese. More than that, though, she seemed excited at the fact that Natsuki was here. I guess she worked through some of her insecurities. I couldn't be made happier by this thought. Other than that, I've been going through and giving a synopsis of the shows that Natsuki seems interested in. After several minutes, I'm interrupted by a knock on the door. The sound of giggling stops me from reaching the doorknob. I open the door to see Sayori standing out the side holding packages of food. So what do you think? It could be pretty good at this whole delivery thing, huh? You aren't too shabby, but that giggling could use some more work. Also, why do you have the food? Oh. I saw the delivery guy arrive when I was walking over here. He said the food was already paid for, so I told him I lived here. I was tempted to run off with it, but I didn't want to be too mean to Natsuki. So you're saying that you would have been fine with taking off if it was just me here? Don't worry, I would have brought the leftovers. Knowing you, there probably wouldn't have been any leftovers. I thought of that too. What am I gonna do with you? I take all the food from Sayori and motion to the kitchen. Come on, help me set it up in the kitchen before I ban you from eating any. I try to swipe at Sayori, but she slips past me into the kitchen. Natsuki, help! As I follow after her, I'm greeted by a very confused-looking Natsuki. Hey, what are you doing? Gunner is trying to be mean, so you have to protect me. I took the food down and began opening the packages. She threatened to take the food away had you not been here. Well, it would have served you right. Maybe it would teach you to be humble for once. Yeah. How do I always end up outnumbered in these situations? Maybe if you weren't such a meanie all the time, someone might take your side. As much as I would like to fight both of you, this meanie is starving. Y'all have some fun protecting each other, but I'd prefer to eat. I see the two of them break apart the second I reach for some plates. What happened? I thought you two were teamed up. Don't worry, we'll gang back up on you after we eat. Right. Man, I can never catch a break, can I? I pass out the plates and we all take turns loading them up. What's Natsuki has made her, I notice she just stands unsure of what to do. We usually eat in the living room when my parents aren't home, so you can go ahead and take a seat in there. Oh, right. Seems a little uneasy as she makes her way into the other room. I wonder if she's not allowed to eat outside the kitchen in her house. A strict dessert to add. I focus my attention on the plate to prevent any anger from bubbling to the surface. Sayori finishes getting her food before me and heads into the living room to accompany Natsuki. I return to the negative sides of things when I'm alone. Is there anything I can really do to help her out of the situation she's in? If only I knew more of the details, I'm sure I could come up with something. But it's still way too soon to ask. Maybe after we spend some more time to get... Are you coming? We're not gonna wait forever, you know. Wait. As soon as I enter the room, I see Sayori is seated next to Natsuki on the couch we usually sit on. Something catches my eyes and make my way past them. Neither of the girls have touched any of the food on their plates yet. Huh? Well, didn't have to wait for me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. It was Natsuki's idea. Natsuki. Jeez, don't get such a big head over it. You bought the food, so only it makes sense to wait for you. I plop down on the couch opposite of them, smiling at her. Oh, I had no idea you could be polite, Natsuki. It's kind of throwing me off. Grr. It's just common courtesy. You could choke on it for all I care. There she is. Guess you're the real Natsuki after all. Can we just eat already? We all eat for a while a random TV show serving as background noise. I get some occasional dose of paranoia when I see Sayori whisper something to Natsuki and watching them giggle. I tend to ask what they were talking about after the second time, but Natsuki just shouted, "Girl business!" And while everything seemed normal, something still manages to bother me. The way Natsuki scarfed down her food while we were eating made me realize just how bad things might be. Yuri invites her to dinner, and she ate like she had never eaten before here. And the only other food I see her with is stuff she makes in home ec. I've never seen a bruise on her, but how much of a scumbag do you have to be to let your own daughter go hungry? If I ever do see that she hits her, I swear I'll kill the son of a bitch. Huh. I noticed that I bent my fork in a way when I was thinking about it. Shit. Hey, language. Oh, sorry. Just bent my fork on accident and figured swearing might fix it somehow. How do you accidentally bend a fork? Just by eating Chinese food. More importantly than that, is Sayori not allowed the big bad Gunner to say bad words? Well, I want Gunner to be a courteous and upstanding citizen. People like that don't just say bad words. Looks like she keeps you on keeps your leash short, huh? Leash. Well, anyway. Sayori is like, what? I watch as Natsuki stands up off the couch, still grinning. Thanks for the food, but I should probably be heading home. I was supposed to leave a few minutes ago, but now I'm glad I didn't. You want us to walk you home? I'll be alright. But you better not forget to bring my cupcakes to the festival tomorrow. Don't worry, I won't forget. I'm sure this bloodhound over here won't allow me to take my attention away from them anyway. Hey! Well, I guess I'll see y'all at the festival tomorrow. Oh, and Gunner, try not to say any more dirty words while I'm gone. You're so funny. After saying our goodbyes and walking Natsuki to the door, me and Sayori return to the living room. Instead of sitting down like she does, I pick up the plate and the two girls' plates. What are you doing? I figured I'd go ahead and do the dishes now that we're done eating. Plus, I need to wrap up the leftovers and put them in the fridge. Oh, do you want any help? Thanks, but I should be able to handle it. Consider it my retribution for having such a foul mouth. Sorry if I embarrassed you, I wasn't thinking. It's alright, I wasn't really that embarrassed. Though I imagine that won't change Natsuki's teasing over it. Yeah, that's Natsuki for you. Let's just hope she doesn't tell the others. I get the feeling that Natsuki isn't one to keep these things to herself. My shoulders drop a little as I continue towards the kitchen. Hey, try and find something good for us to watch while you're in there. While I'm in here. Anything but another rom-com. I'm burnt out on those. Yes, sir. This seems like a good point to break the video, so I hope you enjoyed. Things are really getting interesting. I wonder what's in store for Monday in this game. It has subverted my expectations on a lot of things so far, so I guess we'll see. Have a good day.